It's not true. I've never fucked a horse. I only fuck donkeys because that's all I can reach. It's true. But apparently these guys have all fucked horses, including this Dan Bilzerian-looking motherfucker walking away right here. Apparently does a lot of cocking. That's great. I learned a few things tonight. First of all, Dan Bilzerian's here. Thanks for showing up. Great. You like to get cummed in a lot, apparently. And I really want to go shopping with Joe's daughter. That's what I learned so far today. That wasn't even that mean. Come on. She says she steals stuff. It is what it is. I appreciate you guys giving me a loud round of applause on the way up here. It's fantastic. Not my first time getting the clap in Brantford, but I really do appreciate it. Right? That table over there, everyone look down, like me too. Always on Colburn Street, am I right? All right, Club Envy, what's up? Okay. I have to go to work tomorrow. I started a brand new job. Anyone else started a job recently? You're all unemployed? Okay, that's fine. We're in Brampton. That's fine. That makes sense. Except for the guy who does caulking, apparently. That's fine. Brand new job. I'm learning quite a bit. Not about my job. I'm learning that most of the people I work with are fucking assholes. And this is how I know. Everyone was introducing themselves to me last week, my first week. And this guy comes up to me and says, Adam, did you know that the government can spy on you through your front-facing iPhone camera all the time? Doesn't that concern you? Then I laughed. I'm like, no. I think it's funny, right? Because what do you think? Like, let's suppose that Justin Trudeau goes home after a long day and he's swiping through everyone's front-facing iPhone camera like it's like a dating app, right? Like, what do you think he's gonna see? Some ISIS recruit in the corner of the room building a bomb with a Snapchat filter on his face? Or do you think he's gonna see someone like me jerking off to interracial gangbang porn? I think he's gonna see the latter. I think he's gonna be impressed with what he sees. All those donkeys, you know what I mean? All right. My mom is here tonight. It's true, my whole family's here. We'll get to my dad later, but the less offensive joke is about my mother. We'll start there. Great lady, very encouraging. As you can see, she comes all the way to Brantford to come watch my comedy shows. And when I was a kid, she used to encourage me to do this weird thing. She'd always tell me to perform oral sex on homosexuals and the handicapped. Well, the way she phrased it was, Adam, it's important to eat your fruits and vegetables. So maybe I misunderstood what she meant. But I learned a valuable lesson. You guys are so fucked up. The rest of the show's gonna go great. I learned in this conversation that when you go down on a homosexual, sometimes they show their gratitude by kicking and screaming. But when you go down on a paraplegic, it's only screaming. Yeah, it's true. All right, the more offensive one, my dad's also here. He's the one that looks kind of like me, except for fatter and has a better hairline for some reason. I don't know how that works. And I think all dads kind of look the same, right? Like, is there a bunch of dads here? Anyone have a kid here? Not that you want to admit to because you're not paying the child support for Brantford, I understand. I think dads all look the same. There's two different types of dads. First type, they're a little bit younger, right? And you can tell. You just gotta look into their eyes. And immediately, it looks like they're dead inside. Like, you know, they have not had a good night's sleep since the Chrétien administration. It looks like they're just very tired all the time. But the second set of dads, these are a little bit older. They have kids about my age. And their kids are out of the house. And they have like this twinkle in their eye, this half-cocked smile. It kind of says, well, kids aren't coming home at 4 p.m. to ruin this. Yeah, Alice Boner. Bend over the counter, Margaret, we're gonna have a matinee. Which, I mean, really, those dick pills are expensive, sir. You should go to town. I think that's all the dad jokes I have, so we'll just move on. So I'm competing in this competition in Niagara. Do you guys know where that is? Yeah? Okay. No? All right. Perfect. So none of you guys are going to show up. I'll just ruin all these jokes. I'm trying to win a competition in Niagara, so if you guys don't mind, I'm going to run my set by in, see how it goes, and you guys can tell me if I'm shit or not. And if I'm shitty, I'll just pump some cum into you or something. I don't know, whatever you guys are into. So I don't really get laid a lot. I know. It's hard to believe. I'm giving off this vibe that I kind of look like Mr. Clean and Fonzie made a baby, but it didn't grow up all the way. I get that. Totally. But I do try to talk to women a lot. Like, for example, the other day I was in Niagara Falls, and I was trying to talk to these two young women. They were sitting beside me, and my move is I listen for a social cue and then jump into a conversation that I don't belong in. All right? So I heard it. The girl says to her friend, she says, Becky, I just want to find a nice guy. The kind of guy who will treat me right, and take me home and fuck my brains out. So I thought, this is the social cue that I'm looking for, exactly right here. So I kind of jumped in that conversation like Kramer in a Seinfeld episode, just kind of like, hey! And she looked at me for a second, and then she goes to her friend, she goes, oh, Kelsey, look! Chester Bennington reincarnated wants to take me home and fuck my brains out. Should I let him? And she looks at her friend and goes, Becky, I don't know, it kind of looks like mini-me with stage 4 cancer. Your pussy's not Make-A-Wish Foundation. You can do better. So I went home and watched Netflix. Anybody else have Netflix? Yeah, we got fast internet in Brampton, all right. And $16 a month. My new favorite show on Netflix is Hell's Kitchen. Anybody else? No? All right. Great show. Suggest you watch it. I'm learning a lot. Not about cooking. I'm learning that Gordon Ramsay is racist as fuck. And here's how I got there. You guys will love this. So the very first episode, he says to run a successful restaurant, you got to get the cheap people out of your restaurant. You got to get the cheapos out of your restaurant, he says. And then he shows it, right? Downtown Manhattan, beautiful on the inside, but on the outside it's themed. So all the lights kind of look like spoons, you know? And then the gate is like a bunch of little forks. And then the entrance looks like the door to an oven. So I'm putting this together. You want to get the cheap people out, and you want everyone to feel like they're walking into an oven. You're trying to scare away the fucking Jews, aren't you, Gordon? I see what's going on here. This table went to history class, they know what's going on. This is a Holocaust joke for the rest of you. What are you really doing to sell this point? Like, do you think that me and my Jewish girlfriend are gonna be walking downtown Manhattan, and I'm gonna look at her and be like, oh my God, Michelle, look, it's an oven. We should go into the oven, nothing but a field of dreams in an oven. You know why I would never say that? Because 6 million of my homies already fell for that shit one time. It ended so bad, we've learned about it in history class for the last 75 years. Your PR team should be fired, motherfucker. What is on the menu in this fucking establishment? You got bacon-wrapped pork chops, sausages up in this bitch? Huh? How do you get in the back door? Go through a shower, you fucking racist? That's the end of the anti-Semitic. This person's Jewish, she's upset. Totally understand. So I just wanted to mention that I understand that joke is kind of offensive. I get it, but I think that a good Holocaust joke is kind of like an unvaccinated child. It never gets old, you know? Right. Didn't expect that one to work. And I understand that you might be a little bit more offended too because I don't look super Jewy. I get that. I look super serial killer-y. I understand. Everyone who looks at me thinks this guy probably might stab me and then fuck my corpse and display my skin on a lamp in his basement. I get that. I put off that vibe. Totally. I try not to give that vibe on Tinder. Although Ted Bundy did have a lot of fans, I don't think that's how I'm getting my dick sucked. Or pumping you full of cum, apparently. Yeah. I love you, Joe. Thanks for the through line up here. That's great. But, you know, normally I find women on Tinder to pump full of cum, not in Brantford at 2 p.m. on a Sunday. And this is how Tinder goes usually. Like, I found a beautiful woman, I'm done with Tinder, but we have these conversations, my friends and I, we have these conversations about Tinder. Does everyone know what Tinder is? Yeah? Well, we're pretty close to Dunville. I don't know if you go to, like, family reunions to find people to fuck. I don't know how it works in Brantford. But, my friends and I were talking about Tinder, and I never realized this before, but one of my buddies is a gay dude. We'll call him Corey, because that's his fucking name. And I said to him, I'm like, Corey, how do you find dates? Like, do you go on Tinder and change the settings, or is there dating apps just for gay guys? And he goes, Adam, it's 2019, man. There's 3 different dating apps for gay guys, and I use all of them. And I'm like, you use 3 different dating apps just to find a date with a guy. That seems like a lot of work, Corey. It seems like a pain in the ass. And without skipping a beat, he goes, well, if you play your cards right, it is. And that's the whole fucking point. All right, guys, that's my time. I'm Adam Wickens. Please keep it going for Joe Tello.